Hello Twitch, welcome back to the stream. This is Legendary Tabletop. Today we're going to be playing Arkham Horror, so we're doing another scenario here in the Dunwich Legacy. This is Scenario 3, the Essex County Express. And hopefully this one isn't as bad as the Miskatonic Museum. Definitely had some trouble with that. But this is Scenario 3, the Essex County Express. So I'm going to read the flavor text here. Recent events in the museum have forced you to re-evaluate Armitage's tale about Dunwich. It cannot be a coincidence. Wilbur Whatley, the Necronomicon, the creature from Dunwich, and the people and creatures who attacked here in Arkham. Everything must be connected. You're now certain where you must head. The lonely and dismal town of Dunwich Village. You consider telling the Massachusetts State Police what you know, but the negative consequences outweigh the potential gain. Given the nature of your story, they would likely write your stories off as an absurd hoax. Worse, they could lock you up. After all, you were present in an illegal speakeasy, and you also trespassed in the museum. Instead, you decide to head to Dunwich yourself in order to investigate further. You pack everything you think you might need and manage to get some rest for the night. In the morning, you head to the train station in Northside and purchase a last-minute express ticket. Dunwich is several hours by train northwest along the Miskatonic River Valley. There is no train station in Dunwich, but you manage to phone one of Armitage's acquaintances in the small village, a man by the name of Zebulon Whatley, who was present during the events several months ago. So, is that Wilbur Whatley's brother or something? Maybe. Armitage's notes indicate that Whatley's family is spread across many branches, some decadent and unscrupulous, others undecayed or otherwise untouched by nefarious and diabolic rites. According to Armitage, Zebulon's branch of the family lay somewhere between the decayed and undecayed Whatleys. Who knew of the traditions of his ancestors, but was not corrupted by them. He agrees to pick you up at the closest station and drive you into town. As the train departs from Arkham, you feel the events of the previous night catching up to you and exhaustion sets in. But before you can safely reach your destination, the train car suddenly rumbles and shakes, startling you out of your reverie. The train loudly skids to a violent halt, and you hear a rattling noise behind you. So then we move on to the setup, and we've already gathered all the cards that we need. So we have all the cards right here, and it says put one of the 3 engine car locations into play at random, so we did that. So this is the engine car location down here at the end. And it says put 6 of the 8 train car locations, so we shuffled those and put those in play next to the engine car location. Then it says to remove the remaining 2 train car locations from the game. Then reveal the leftmost train car, and each investigator begins play in that location. So we have the investigators here in this passenger car. So this is a shroud value of 3 with 4 clues. And it says if that location has a forced effect that triggers upon entering that location, ignore it. And it does. So we get to ignore that. So what would it have been? It would be after you enter passenger car, you must either discard cards from your hand with at least 2 total book icons or take 2 horror. Okay. So we don't have to do that. That's nice. Then it says set all 4 copies of Across Space and Time aside out of play, and then based on your difficulty level, add the following chaos token to the chaos bag for the remainder of the campaign. So we're adding a -3 token here to the chaos bag because we are playing on standard. Then it says shuffle the remainder of the encounter cards to build the encounter deck. And then there's a little section down here that says moving on the train left and right. So during this scenario, locations are lined up from left to right with the engine car as the rightmost location. Whenever a card effect refers to the location to the left or the location to the right, it refers to the location immediately to your location's left or right. Okay? Any card effects that reference a direction left or right should be interpreted from the perspective of the diagram below. Okay, so they're just showing the diagram here, and that's exactly how we have the cards set up. So I think that's everything. We did spend some XP. So we had 3 XP. It looks like my camera just went out. Okay, I'm back. So for some reason my camera went out there. Not sure why. But we did spend some XP. So we had 3 XP for both Rex and Zoey. And with Rex, we upgraded to... We spent 2 XP, so we got the upgraded magnifying glass. Okay, so we got both of those, so that was 2 XP, and he has 1 XP left to spend. Then for Zoey, she also had 3 XP, so we just spent 3 XP on first aid. So first aid is going to help us heal a little bit of horror and damage. That's what we were struggling with last time. We each have 1 physical trauma, so... This upgraded first aid card costs 2 resources. It says it has 4 uses, and it says if first aid has no supplies, discard it. There's an action on here to spend 1 supply, heal 1 damage, and 1 horror from an investigator or ally asset in your location. So that's a good way that we can heal. So we're going to shuffle up our cards and get ready to start here. We can take a quick look at the act and agenda. So this is Agenda 1A, a tear in reality. So I will read this real quick. So it says, as the train to Dunwich comes to a jarring stop, you look out the window behind you and see an immense tear in the sky, like a rip in a piece of cloth. Several of the rearmost train cars are pulled backwards, and there is a dreadful metallic crunch as they are detached. The train cars topple upwards and into the rift in the sky. Nearby passengers are panicking, others are cowering in their seats, and 1 elderly man has fainted in fear. So this has a 4 doom threshold, so that'll advance when we hit 4 doom. And this is Act 1A, it says run. So, the train has stopped on a bridge high above the Miskatonic River. You might be able to survive the fall, but you don't like your chances. Your best bet is to make your way to the engine car as fast as you can and get the train running again. So, the objective of this scenario is if an investigator enters the engine car, immediately advance. So there's no clues here. We just need to move to the front of the car. And with that being said, we can shuffle all the decks. So we have 3 decks here we need to shuffle. We could do Rex first, and we could draw him 5 cards. So hopefully this goes a little smoother than the Miskatonic Museum. I tried that 3 times trying to find that book, and I was just getting frustrated. I feel like Rex is like one of the better characters in the game too, and still learning, still definitely new to LCGs and whatnot, but I don't remember it being this hard the first time I played, and that was like a blind playthrough, and maybe I was playing totally wrong, who knows. But I did play on easy though, that might be the difference. And we just added another -3 token to the chaos bag, so that's only gonna make things harder. So got the deck shuffled up here, well, Rex and Zoey, so we can draw 5 and then resolve some mulligans if we need to. So there's the 5 cards for each character, and then we'll shuffle this encounter deck. And Ancient Evils is in here. So we have a 4 Doom threshold, so that could advance pretty quickly. I think with Rex we're going to be looking for cards like Shortcut, so we can move for free. I don't know if Zoey has Shortcut in her deck. I think she does. But that would be very useful in this scenario. Just a free move is going to help tremendously. We need to move all the way up to this engine car, and I know with each revealed location it's just going to get harder and harder. So we got the encounter deck over here. We have our 5 resources, and let's take a look at the opening hands. So we got, for Rex, we drew a flashlight, overzealous, that's a weakness, so we can get rid of that and draw a new one. Okay, there's Dr. Milan Christopher. So we got Dr. Milan Christopher, flashlight, ward of protection, the upgraded magnifying glass, and working hunch. So let's keep the magnifying glass, let's keep the ward of protection, Dr. Milan. We don't need the flashlight. Wait, do we really even need Dr. Milan for this? Not really. There has to be something to do with clues though, right? I don't remember this scenario at all. But why else would they have clues on here? So we'll put a 3, we'll put 4 clues on the first passenger car. And we don't have to do that forced ability. So I'm just wondering, should I keep any of these? Because these are just going to get us more clues. And I don't know. Well, Dr. Milan could soak for us, so we should probably keep that. Do we really need flashlight? No, I'm probably just gonna mulligan for 2. So we're gonna discard flashlight and working hunch, and we'll draw 2 new ones and see what we get. Alright, so we got Rex's search for the truth and an unexpected courage. So not much better than really what we had. Was hoping for a shortcut there. Probably be looking to upgrade one of Rex's cards into a Pathfinder so that we can move a little easier with him. I don't know what other seeker cards they have that help you move. As far as I know, there's just shortcut, and no idea for the Guardian class. So let's take a look at Zoey's cards here. So Zoey has the upgraded Beat Cop, so that gives us +1 fist and a free trigger ability. We got painkillers, first aid, Unexpected Courage and Vicious Blow. So I think we're going to keep Vicious Blow. We'll get rid of the Unexpected Courage. And let's keep this First Aid. This upgraded First Aid. And the Vicious Blow. So we're going to discard 2. We're going to discard Painkillers and Unexpected Courage. So we're keeping Vicious Blow, First Aid, and Beat Cop. So we're going to draw 2 new ones. And we get an Unexpected Courage and Prepared for the Worst. So Prepared for the Worst is going to allow us to search the top 9 cards of our deck for a weapon, asset, and add it to our hand. Then shuffle our deck. So that's good, because we did not get a weapon. So we got our 5 cards. And I think that's everything. We'll just shuffle our decks again, and then we can decide who's going to go first. This is the train scenario. The Essex County Express. And I don't remember, can we move? Oh, we can move back. And I think, I have played this before once. And I think these train cars in the back start to disappear. Like it said in the act. It says get to the engine car as fast as you can, and cars are starting to like lift up into that rift in the sky. So we're trying to get to this engine car location as fast as we can, and I believe the back end of the train is going to start disappearing. So we need to just move and keep moving. So what do we want to do first? Let's have Rex go first. And he's going to play the magnifying glass, so that is a fast, doesn't require an action. You get +1 book while investigating, and if there are no clues on your location, return magnifying glass to your hand. Okay, so that's doesn't cost an action. We could put Dr. Milan Christopher in play, and then we have 6, and then we could do an investigate, and then we might want to start moving right away. Next round. So let's put Dr. Milan Christopher in play as well for Rex. So that's going to cost 4 resources, and we also get another +1 book. So Rex has a 6 book right now. And we're going to do an investigate action. And we'll commit this Unexpected Courage, I think. It's 6-3. No, let's keep the Unexpected Courage in case some kind of brain test comes up or something. So we have the Chaos bag here, so we're going to pull a token. So we're testing 6-3. This is an investigate action for Rex. And we get the automatic success. So we can choose to fail this test and draw 3 cards. That seems good right now. There's really nothing that we can do that we know about yet with the clues. Do we want to just draw 3 cards? I feel like it's pretty rare to pull that. Let's take the 2 clues this time. So we succeeded by 2, so we're going to get an extra clue there. and we're going to gain a resource. So give Rex his 2 clues. And 1 resource. And that was his 3rd action. So that's it. And there should still be 2 clues on this first passenger car. So we're going to move on to Zoey's turn. Zoey, what do we want to do? We could put this first aid into play. It would suck if we lost it. She needs a weapon. So let's play prepared for the worst. So this is going to cost 1 resource. So this is an event. Search the top 9 cards of your deck for a weapon asset and add it to your hand. Okay, so we're going to pay the 1 resource to search the top 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got dodge, prepared for the worst. 45 automatic is a weapon. Liquid courage, beat cop, guts, dodge, guts, and the leg injury weakness. So we're going to add this 45 automatic to our hand and put the other 9 back in our deck and shuffle. Alright, so that was Zoey's first action. Prepared for the worst. We got that 45 automatic. We could put that in play. Seems good. And then move, right? Yeah, let's play our 45 automatic now. So that's going to cost 4 resources. So we'll spend the 4 resources here. And then it comes into play with 4 ammo. So we'll put a little dice on here to keep track of the ammo. And then Zoey's got 1 action left, so we are just going to use that action to move here. So Zoey's going to move to the next train car, and Rex is still back there. So we'll reveal this location, and this passenger car has 6 clues, so 3 per investigator, and a shroud value of 1. So this says passenger car is connected to the locations. Oh, that says it on all of them probably. Passenger car is connected to the location to the left and right of it. So there is a forced ability on here. After you enter passenger car, you must either discard cards from your hand with at least 2 total foot symbols or take 2 damage. Okay, so we're going to discard this unexpected courage. So we can use the wild tokens as a foot token, I believe, for this. So we are just going to do that instead of taking the damage here. And then there are no enemies yet, so we're going to move right on to the first upkeep phase. So we'll each draw a card. And for Rex, we got a strange solution, and Zoey, we got liquid courage. We'll each gain 1 resource, so Rex goes up to 3, and Zoey has 1. And then we're going to move on to the Mythos phase and add a Doom to the agenda over here. So this is the first Doom on the agenda, and it has a Doom threshold of 4. So once that hits 4, it will advance. And we're each going to draw 1 encounter card now. So let's have Zoey draw it first. And she's going to get this Terror from Beyond. So this is a peril. So I believe peril just means that other investigators can't help you or commit cards, right? Okay, yeah. Revelation, choose one of the following card types: asset, event, or skill. Each player must discard each card in his or her hand that is of the chosen card type. Alright, so do we want to do asset, skill, or event? Zoey has 3 assets and 1 skill. Rex has an asset, a skill, and 2 events. Well, if we did events, Zoey would not lose any cards. And if we did... yeah, if we did events, an event, Zoey wouldn't lose any cards, and Rex would lose like one of his best cards. And I don't really want her to lose that vicious blow either. So I don't want to do a skill. I mean asset. She's got upgraded B-Cop and first aid. We're gonna have to do skill here. So she's gonna lose the vicious blow. And Rex will lose the unexpected courage, so not so bad. Now we need to draw an encounter card for Rex. And he's going to get Frozen in Fear, so Terror. Revelation, put Frozen in Fear into play in your threat area. The first time you perform one of the following actions: move, fight, or evade each round, it costs 1 additional action. Forced, at the end of your turn, test Brain 3. If you succeed, discard Frozen in Fear. Okay. Well, that sucks. We can't get rid of it till the end of our turn. We still haven't identified this strange solution yet either, which is really crazy. Alright, so we're on the investigation phase. No enemies. So Rex might have to lose both Strange Solution and Ward of Protection here, because when he moves to this passenger car, we have to discard 2 foot icons or take 2 damage. Well, we could take the damage and then let Zoey put emergency or first aid in play and heal. What is the move? What is the move? I wonder, could Rex just play Ward of Protection to get rid of that Frozen in Fear? I think we should have just done that. So we are just going to do that. So we go back down to 2 resources, and that doesn't require an action, and it doesn't say anything about having to do it on your turn. So it says draw fast play when you draw a non-weakness treachery card, cancel that card's revelation effect. So we are just going to cancel that Frozen in Fear. And we had 3 resources, I believe. Yes. Okay. So now we don't have to worry about that double action move or anything. So I think we're going to have Rex go first. He's going to try to get them clues and move up with Zoey. So first he's going to play Search for the Truth. So this is a 1-cost event. It's Rex's special card. So we draw X cards, where X is the number of clues on Rex Murphy, up to a maximum of 5. Maybe we should wait. We should do an investigate action first. And if we succeed, we get those other 2 clues, right? If we succeed by 2 or more, we get those other 2 clues, and then we can draw 4 cards. So that's going to be the move. So Rex is going to do a investigate action first, and we have +1 book from Dr. Milan and magnifying glass. So we are testing 6 to 3. So let's pull a token here. Okay, we got +1, so we succeed by 4. So we get both of those clues and a resource. So Rex has 4 clues now and 3 resources. So everything is going to plan. We can play this search for the truth and draw 4 cards. So we're gonna play search for the truth, and we're gonna draw 4 cards because we have 4 clues. It costs one resource, so we go back down to 2 resources here and draw 4 cards. So we're gonna get the other Ward of Protection, which is really good. We got Rex's Curse, which is not good at all, and then we got Flashlight. And one more. Shortcut. That's good. So that was our second action. Now we do have Rex's Curse. So this is Revelation. Put Rex's Curse into play in your threat area. When you would succeed at a skill test, return the revealed Chaos token to the bag and reveal a new Chaos token. If this effect causes you to fail the test, shuffle Rex's Curse back into your deck. So that's annoying. And it just keeps coming back. Wow. He's got 1 action left. There are no clues left on the location, so we could return that magnifying glass to our hand. I just don't see the point. Let's do a shortcut and try to investigate again and get rid of this curse. So we're going to do shortcut. This doesn't require an action. And it says, fast, play only during your turn. Choose an investigator, move an investigator to a connecting location. So we're going to move up here with Zoey to the next car. And then we're going to use our last action to do an investigate action. Now, we're testing 6 to 1. But if we succeed, we have to drop that token and pull a new one. So this really sucks. But we're going to go ahead and try it. So we're testing 6 to 1. And we pull -3, so we are successful. So we put it back. And then it says we reveal a new Chaos token. And we get a 0. So 6 to 1, we got a 0. So that's just going to stay there and kind of be annoying, I guess. So it didn't cause us to fail or anything, right? So we just have to draw 2 tokens. Alright, so we succeed by 2 or more, for sure. So we got to put... So there's 4 clues left on that location, and Rex now has 6 clues, which is a lot of clues, and we don't really have anything to do with those clues, right? Alright, so let's take Zoey's 3 actions here. I kind of want Zoey to lead the front and just kind of keep moving. So we're both in this car here, and I kind of just want Zoey to like lead the path and take all the damage if there is damage, and then Rex just kind of come behind and sweep the clues up. We could play first aid or beat cop to soak a little. We just don't have the resources right now. So what is liquid courage? Liquid courage, it has 4 uses. Spend 1 supply. Choose an investigator at your location to heal 1 horror. Then that investigator tests brain 2. If the test succeeds, he or she heals 1 additional horror. If it fails, she discards a card at random from his or her hand. We don't need that yet. But Rex... Wait, did he discard... Yeah, we did the unexpected courage, right, to move? No, we use shortcut to move. And I think we were supposed to discard 2 foot icons, right? So yeah, I think we just lose both Word of Protection and Strange Solution. So those are gone. And all we have left is the flashlight. Or did we use this unexpected courage? I can't remember. So all we have left is this flashlight in our hand. And it is Zoey's turn. So she's got 3 actions left. I think with Zoey we're just gonna move. So let's move to this next train car with Zoey and see what it says. So it has a 4 shroud value with 2 clues on it, and it says forced after you enter passenger car. You must either discard cards from your hand with at least 2 fist symbols or take 2 damage. So we don't have the fist symbol, so we are going to take 2 damage, and we'll go down to 6 health. And there's 2 clues on that location. Let's use our other ability to move again. Or let's gain a resource and play first aid. So we're going to gain 1 resource as our second action, and third action we're going to play first aid. So this is going to cost 2 resources and comes into play with 4 uses. So we'll put a dice on there. Keep track of those. And it says spend 1 supply, heal 1 damage, and 1 horror from an investigator or ally asset at in your location. Okay? So that's all 3 actions for both characters. So we're going to go right to we're going to skip the enemy phase because there are no enemies. And we're going to do upkeep, so we'll each draw 1 card. And Rex is going to draw into working a hunch. And Zoey's going to draw an unexpected courage. So we'll gain a resource each. So Rex goes up to 3 and Zoey 1. And then we are back to the Mythos phase. So we have to put another Doom on the agenda. So this is going to be at 2 out of 4. And then we're each going to draw an encounter card. So let's draw one for Zoey first. She's going to get Ancient Evil. So Revelation, place 1 Doom on the current agenda. This effect can cause the current agenda to advance. It's not going to advance yet. But if we draw another one of those with Rex, it very well could. So Rex is going to draw 1 now. And this is going to be a helpless passenger. So this also has a surge on it. So it says Revelation, put helpless passenger into play at the location to your left. Okay. And then there's an action arrow on there. So parlay, take control of the helpless passenger. Forced, if helpless passenger leaves play, each investigator takes a horror. So we're trying to save these helpless passengers. Great. I think we're gonna leave him there because we got first aid. Yeah, we're just gonna leave that helpless passenger. I mean, fuck him. It's gonna take us 1 action to move back, One action to parlay to get control of them, and then another action to move back to where we are. I can't remember how fast these train cars move or disappear, but Rex could technically do it. And that way we're not really revealing chaos tokens. We already have 6 clues. We're going to need these clues for something, right? Yeah, so we're starting the investigation phase right now. And we could use working a hunch and just grab a clue for free. It doesn't require an action. Seems like a waste of resources though, right? Do we really care about this passenger? We're each going to take 1 damage and 1 horror, right? No, it's just each investigator takes 1 horror if we lose that passenger. I think we should get a little bit further ahead before we start trying to go back for passengers and whatnot. So let's ignore that helpless passenger. Let's do an investigate action with Rex. So he's going to go, we're going to test 6 to 1 again and see what we get. Okay, we got -1, so we have to put that right back and draw another one because we have Rex's curse. Okay, so we draw another -1. So it didn't cause us to fail, so it's just going to stay there. We succeeded by 2 or more, so we do get 2 clues and a resource. So he's now got 8 clues. And 4 resources. So I think there should still be 2 clues here. We could just get one of those with this working a hunch. Rex is going to fall behind if he keeps trying to get these clues. So we have 2 actions left. Let's do working a hunch so that doesn't require an action. We're going to go down to 2 resources and we get 1 more clue from that location. So we now have 9 clues. So that should be a good amount of clues. And then we have 2 actions left. So let's move up here with Zoey. And it says after you enter the passenger car, you must either discard cards from your hand with at least 2 total fist icons or take 2 damage. So we do have to take 2 damage because we don't have fist icons. So we'll put a 2 damage here. And then for our last action, we are just going to draw 1 card. And we got another flashlight. Now Rex just has 2 flashlights in his hand. That's horrible. Alright, let's go to Zoey. So Zoey's going to use first aid. We're going to use it 1 time to heal a damage from Rex. And we could use it another time on ourselves. Yeah, let's use it 1 more time. So we're going to go down to 2. Yeah, we're going to go down to 2 supplies on first aid. And we're going to heal 1 from ourselves. And we'll use Zoe's last action to move up. So she's going to move to the next train car, and we'll reveal that location real quick. So this is going to be the next passenger car. Zoey is ahead here. So there is a 2 shroud and 4 clues on there. And it says, forced after you enter the passenger car, you must either discard cards from your hand with at least 2 total brain icons or take 2 horror. So we're going to use this unexpected courage as our 2 brain icons, and then we are safe. So that's going to be it. Still no enemies. Let's do upkeep real quick. So we're each going to draw a card. So we got Mind Over Matter for Rex and Dodge for Zoey. So we drew a card. Let's each gain a resource. So Rex is going to go to 3. Zoey 2. And we'll add another doom to the agenda, and then that is going to advance. So I believe this is where the train cars in the back start to disappear. So let's read this and find out. So it says, the rearmost car of the train detaches as it is pulled backwards. To your horror, it rises off the tracks and it's consumed by the gate above you. Remove the leftmost location from the game, or place it in the victory display if it has victory X and no clues on it. Each investigator at that location is defeated. Each enemy and asset at that location is discarded. Discard all clues controlled by the investigators. Discard all clues controlled by the investigators. What? We gotta lose all 9 of our clues? What did we get them for? Alright, so it does not have a victory X on it. I can't believe we just lost 9 clues. But this train car, passenger car location is gone now, as well as the helpless passenger, so we have to discard that. And when he leaves play, we each take a horror. So let's put a horror on both Zoey and Rex. And I think we did everything. So remove the leftmost location from the game. Each investigator at that location is defeated. Each enemy and asset at that location is discarded. Discard all clues controlled by the investigators. So now we are on Agenda 2A, so the mall widens. The tear grows larger and you can feel the rearmost car of the train shaking as it is pulled backwards. The situation threatens to erupt into chaos as more passengers realize the danger they are in. Some passengers are looking for places to hide, while others are running about the compartments in terror. So this has a 3 doom threshold, and we'll take the other doom off. So we already advanced the agenda, and now we're going to draw encounter cards. So let's have Zoey go first. So she's going to get a Rotting Remains. So Revelation Test Brain 3. For each point you fail by, take 1 horror. So Brain 3. I could have sworn we drew Guts. No, we had an Unexpected Courage. Let's use this Liquid Courage and the Dodge. No, we can use Liquid Courage to go to Brain 5. So we're going to commit 1 card to increase our brain to a 5 for this test. So we're testing 5 to 3. Let's pull a token. +1. Look at that. So we got 6. So we are successful, so we don't take any horror. Let's draw an encounter card for Rex. Alright, Claws of Steam. So Revelation Test 3. If you fail, take 2 damage. Okay. So Rex also has to test Brain 3. Now he has a Brain 3 and no cards to commit. And Zoey can't really help because we're not at the same location. So we're just testing 3 to 3. So this isn't a skill test, right? Is this a skill test? if it's from the encounter deck. Maybe this is a way to get rid of Rex's curse. When you succeed at a skill test, return the revealed chaos token to the bag and reveal a new one. Alright, we're testing 3 to 3. So we got this tablet, and the tablet means -2. So we fail, and it says add 1 doom token to the nearest cultist enemy. So there's no cultist enemies in play right now. So -2. So we fail by 2. And damage must be assigned to your assets first if able. So 1 damage goes on Dr. Milan Christopher and he dies. And then 1 damage goes to Rex Murphy. Well, that clause of steam really sucks because it says you cannot move from this location this round. So he's going to be kind of like stuck behind a little bit. Damage from this effect must be assigned to your assets first if able. So we had to kill off Dr. Milan Christopher and take a damage. So what can we do now? We can get more clues. I don't know if we're just going to lose them. What's the point? If an investigator enters the engine car, immediately advance. So we just need to get to this engine car, right? So let's just use all of our actions and start running up to the front of this train. So Rex can't move. I really don't want Zoey to get too far ahead of him, though. Maybe she should go back and heal. Yeah, let's try that. Let's have Zoey go back 1 location. So that's her first action, to move once. And then we're going to use both of the upgraded first aid that we have left. So we're going to use it 1 time. We're going to use 1 supply to heal 1 damage and 1 horror from Rex. And then we'll use the last one to heal 1 damage and 1 horror from herself. And that's all of Zoey's actions. Now it's Rex's turn and he cannot move. There are some clues left on there, which is nice. We could put this flashlight into play. So let's do that. Let's play flashlight. So this is going to cost 2 resources. So we'll go down to 1 resource remaining. And that comes into play with 3 uses on it. So we'll put a dice there. So that was our first action. So for our second action, we're going to do an investigate action with the flashlight. And it gets -2 shroud. So that bumps the shroud down to 4. And we're testing 5 to 4. Or, sorry, that puts the shroud down to 2. From 4 to 2. And we're testing 5 to 2. So we got to reveal a chaos token. And we do pass, so we have to put it right back and reveal another chaos token, and we got a 0 again. So we succeed. We succeed by 2 or more, so we get both of those clues and a resource. And if we can't move, we can either gain a resource or draw a card here. Let's draw a card. We got another magnifying glass. So if we do lose that magnifying glass, there are no clues on that location, so we could pick that magnifying glass up right now. I don't know what we would use our other hand slot for, though, so let's just keep it in play. That is the end of the investigator phase. So we're moving on to the next enemy phase. There's no enemies still, so we're going to do a quick upkeep. We'll each draw 1 card, and Rex is going to draw into his basic weakness, Overzealous. So Revelation, draw the top card of the encounter deck. That card gains Surge. So draw the encounter card. We'll discard that Claws of Steam, and Zoey's going to get a shortcut. I knew she had shortcuts in there, so that is good. That's going to help us move for free. So let's deal with Rex's encounter card first. Now this does gain Surge, and it says Arcane Barrier. This is horrible. Revelation attached to your location, and as an additional cost to move in or out of the location, test Brain 4. So now there's an Arcane Barrier there, and Zoey went back to help, so we're kind of stuck. So that card gains Surge, means we draw another encounter card. And we're going to get a Ancient Evils, so place one Doom on the current agenda. So let's put another Doom on the agenda. Or let's put the first Doom on the agenda. And then we go right into the Mythos phase and put a second Doom on the agenda and draw our encounter cards again. So let's do Zoey first here. She's going to get Broken Rails. So Broken Rails, Revelation, each investigator at your location loses one action. Each investigator at your location with 4 or more damage must also discard an asset he or she controls. So neither of us have taken 4 damage. So we each just lose one action. That was Zoey's. Let's draw another encounter card for Rex. And he gets another Arcane Barrier. So if there's 2 Arcane Barriers on the location, is that possible? It's a good rules question. I don't know, I think we just draw another one. Okay, there is the Emergent Monstrosity. Is that not supposed to be set aside? No, it doesn't say anything about removing the Emergent Monstrosity. So Rex drew it. Can we have Zoey engage it? Why not, right? We're both at the same location. Oh, it says spawn at the location to your right or your location if there's no location to your right. It enters play exhausted. So the Emergent Monstrosity is now in play. It's got 5 health. And does 2 damage and 2 horror with each attack. So this is the Emergent Monstrosity. So it enters play exhausted, so it's not ready. This is the start of the investigator phase anyway. So Zoey is going to move and engage that Emergent Monstrosity and try to take it out. The question is, do we want to play our Beat Cop first? Oh, we don't have the resources to play Beat Cop. So that answers that question. So let's start. Let's have Zoey go first. She's going to move one location over and engage this Emergent Monstrosity. Now it enters play exhausted, so it's not ready, but we are engaging with this thing, so we're going to try to kill it. So we used one action to move. Let's use our second action to fight with the 45 automatic. So we got 3 charges left after this. We're going to spend an ammo and fight. We get +1 fist for this attack, and it deals +1 damage. So we're testing 5 to 4 right now, and let's see, do we want to commit any cards? No. Or we should probably use shortcut to move. So this is going to be our first action. We're going to fight. So we're testing 5 to 4. And we pull a -4. So we miss, and he doesn't have retaliate or anything. Let me see. No retaliate. So let's use another action to fight with the 45 automatic. And we'll just test again. So we're testing 5 to 4 one more time. We get -1, so we are successful. That's going to do 2 damage. We should probably just use dice here, so you can see how much damage is on the enemies and whatnot. So there's 2 damage on this emergent monstrosity, and he's got 5 health. Now we have 1 action left, so let's use another shot with the 45 automatic. And then we do only have 1 left after this. So we're testing again 5 to 4. So let's pull a token. And we got the skull, and the skull means -X. X is the current agenda number, so it is agenda 2. So 5 minus 2. So that would be 3, so we miss. Wow, we really suck. I just didn't want to commit that beat cop. We should play that beat cop so we get that +1 fist. We just don't have the resources yet. We're broke. Well, we do have a dodge, so we can cancel this attack that is coming our way. We still have Rex's 3 turns. And Rex has a mind over matter, which is nice. So fast play only during your turn. Until the end of the round, you may use your book in place of your fist and foot. So that's going to be useful right about now. We completely forgot about that arcane barrier too, didn't we? So Zoe's just going to discard the top 5 cards of her deck, assuming we failed it. Alright, then Rex is going to move out of that location. Test Brain 4. Okay, we got nothing to commit, and he's got a 3 brain, so we need a +1 to move. We got a -1, so we're going to discard the top 5 cards of our deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there goes 2 unexpected courages, a manual dexterity, and a deduction. So we use the 1 action to move, right? Now we can play this Mind Over Matter. That's going to cost 1 resource, so we're going to spend a resource here to play Mind Over Matter. And that's going to allow us to use our book in place of our fist. So we can do 2 actions to fight against the emergent monstrosity with Rex. And Rex does have a 5 book. So we're going to be testing 5 to 4. And we might as well commit this magnifying glass and the flashlight to go 7 to 4. So we're testing 7 to 4 right now. And we got -2. So that's 5. So we do end up doing a damage to the emergent monstrosity. So we'll put that to 3. And we're going to use our other action to test 5 to 4 again with a fight action. So we're going to pull a -1. So we do another damage to the emergent monstrosity, and he's now at 4 damage. Okay, so it enters play exhausted, so it is the enemy phase, but the enemy is exhausted. So he's not going to attack or anything. I don't think. No. And then we do upkeep, so we'll each draw 1 card. We got another Working a Hunch for Rex and an Emergency Aid for Zoey. We're each going to gain a resource. So Zoe's got 3. Rex has 2. Oh, we completely forgot about Rex's curse as well. That is getting pretty annoying to remember. I feel like it should just be shuffled back into the deck at this point. Well, wait, no, that would have just been one fight, right? We succeeded both times. So then we'll do it again. And this time we're only testing 5 to 4. Okay. So -3. So we fail. Okay. So that's fine. We did the upkeep phase. We're going to the Mythos phase, and this is going to advance. So we are moving on to the next agenda. So this is going to be agenda 3A. So we'll read this real quick. So this says, the next train car is ripped backwards with a violent force. A middle-aged man hangs from his fingertips as the car flies unhindered towards the rift. In moments, the car is consumed whole, and the man lets go rather than be pulled into the void. He starts to fall, but is caught by the rift's force and pulled inside anyway. Remove the leftmost location from the game, or place it in the victory display if it has victory X and no clues on it. Each investigator at that location is defeated. Each enemy and asset at that location is discarded. Discard all clues controlled by the investigators. So if we're just going to keep losing our clues, is there really a point in getting them? I don't know. So this passenger car is now gone. So we lost another passenger car here. And we're still one car ahead, but we just need to get to this engine car. So the next agenda is agenda 3A. So this is going to say rolling backwards. So the pull of the rift in the sky seems to grow stronger, and the entire train begins to roll backwards along the tracks. The rearmost cars of the train begin to rattle, the force of the rift threatening to detach them. You must get out of these cars as fast as you can. So this has a 4 doom threshold. So we advance the agenda. Let's draw encounter cards. This enemy is ready. Forgot to ready up that enemy. So let's draw an encounter card real quick for Zoey first. She's going to get a grappling horror. So this is a hunter. While you're engaged with grappling horror, you cannot move. So we're going to want to kill that. Now we have 2 enemies engaged with Zoey, and then we'll draw an encounter card for Rex. He got Frozen in Fear. Put Frozen in Fear into play in your threat area. The first time you perform one of the following actions: move, fight, or evade. Each round it costs 1 additional action. At the end of your turn, test Brain 3. If you succeed, discard Frozen in Fear. Alright. Zoey's in a bit of a pickle over here. She's got 1 shot with that 45 automatic left, right? We have a dodge in our hand, which is nice. We can avoid one of these attacks. I kind of want to play Beat Cop, but am I going to take an attack of opportunity? Let's fight with the 45 automatic. So that's gone. So we get +1 fist, and it deals +1 damage. And we're attacking this emergent monstrosity. So we're testing 5 to 4 right now. We really need a success here. -1, so we are successful. And we put that emergent monstrosity in the victory display, which is great. So we killed that. And we still have to, unfortunately, deal with this grappling horror because we cannot move. So we could try to evade it. We have 3 foot icons in our hand. So we'd be committing a dodge, which would cancel an attack. And then we have an emergency aid that has a foot icon as well. So we have 2 actions left. I think we are just going to put the beat cop in play. So we're going to gain a resource going up to 4. So we're going to gain 1 resource and then spend the 4 resources to play beat cop. And then since we did not do a fight or a bait action, we're going to take an attack of opportunity. So we're going to take 1 damage and 1 horror from that grappling horror. So damage goes up to 2. And we end up taking another horror. But we now have that beat cop in play. So we could do the free trigger to exhaust beat cop. Deal damage to the beat cop and an enemy at that location. So we'll put a damage on beat cop and that enemy. And then exhaust the beat cop. What are we going to do with Rex? So Rex is probably just going to use the first time you use a move action, it costs 2. So let's have him move once. That's going to cost 2 actions up to the next train car. Now there's 2 clues and a shroud value of 3 there. And it says it has an parlor car cannot be investigated. Spend 3 resources to discover a clue in the parlor car. So we don't have 3 resources. We could use working a hunch to get one of them off. So if we don't get all the clues off of there, we don't get that XP. We kind of need XP. Sorry. Yeah, so Rex is going to move up here. And then we just revealed this new location. So this is the parlor car. And it says the parlor car cannot be investigated. And there's an action to spend 3 resources to discover 1 clue in the parlor car. So I think anything with victory 1 we cannot count as XP unless we get all the clues off there. So I don't know how we're going to get the 2 clues off. We only have this working a hunch card. So Rex is just going to move up again. So this is the second time we're using a move action. So it does not cost 2 actions. So we use both actions to move. We'll reveal the next train car. So this has a shroud value of 1 with 2 clues. And this says, forced after you enter passenger car, you must either discard a card from your hand with at least 1 question mark, 1 wild icon, or take 1 damage and 1 horror. So we're going to take a damage and a horror there because we don't have the wild icon. So we go up to 3 damage and 1 horror. So Rex now has 3 damage and a horror. And then that's the end of his turn, so we now have to do this Frozen in Fear. At the end of your turn, test Brain 3. So we do have Brain 3, so let's test Brain 3. We get -1. It says, if you succeed, discard Frozen in Fear. So Frozen in Fear is going to stay there. And that's it. So now it is the enemy phase. Oh, we forgot to, when we engaged an enemy, Zoey should have gained some resources, right? Yeah, 2 enemies we engaged. So 2 resources. That would have been really nice to know earlier. So we have This enemy is going to be attacking, so 1 damage and 1 horror, and we are going to use 1 resource to play dodge and cancel the attack. That's it for the enemy phase, so we're going to do the upkeep phase. We'll each draw a card, gain a resource. So we got an Inquiring Mind and another dodge for Zoey. That's pretty clutch. For both characters, actually. And then we'll each gain 1 resource. So Rex is going to go up to 3 and Zoey 2. Now we have to put the first Doom on Agenda 3. So this has a Doom threshold of 4. And then we're going to draw our encounter cards. And we'll have Zoey go first. So she's going to get an Acolyte. So this is spawn at any empty location. And after Acolyte enters play, place 1 Doom on it. So any empty location. Can we put this behind us? Yes. And then hopefully it will just disappear, right? Yeah, and we have to put a Doom on it. So there's now 2 Doom in play out of 4. Alright, let's have Rex draw an encounter card. He's going to get another Claws of Steam, which is not good. Test Brain 3. If you fail, take 2 damage and you cannot move from this location this round. Oh boy. So test Brain 3. We can commit this Inquiring Mind. Because there is a clue on that passenger car. So let's do it. We'll commit the Inquiring Mind. So we're going to go up to a Brain 6. It has 3 wild icons. So we're testing 6 to 3 here. Okay, so we get -3. So we are successful. So we have to draw another card or another token. And we get -3 again. So we are successful again. And I believe this stays here. So we do not have to take the 2 damage, and we are allowed to move. That is good news. We can probably get this into this engine car, this location with Rex. We have to get Zoey moved up there first, though, I believe. So let's have Zoey move up 1 to the parlor car, where we can spend 3 resources to discover a clue. So she doesn't have a wild icon to discard. So we'll have to take another damage and another horror. So let's just move up here, take a damage and a horror. So we'll go up to 3 damage, 2 horror. And for our third action, let's just get to that engine car. So we're... Oh, you cannot enter the engine car unless all the clues have been discovered. Okay. So Zoey's got 1 action left, right? Let's use Emergency Aid to heal 2 damage from ourselves. So we're going to spend the 2 resources there. Play Emergency Aid and we'll heal 2 damage. Go back down to just 1 damage on us. Oh, I completely forgot about this grappling horror. So let's just rewind that. We didn't do any of that stuff. I'm glad we didn't pull tokens. So we have this grappling horror to deal with. And we still have this emergency aid in hand. So no fist icons, but we do have +1 fist from the beat cop. So we're going to test 5 to 3. And we're going to do a fight action. So we're going to fight this grappling horror. So 5 to 3 right now. And we get the auto success. So it's +1. If the skill test is successful, it does an extra damage. So we kill that grappling horror. So that gets discarded. That was pretty lucky. We got the auto elder sign or whatever. And then we can do what we did earlier, which is move to the passenger car that Rex is in, and then we still have to take a damage in a horror. So we're going back up to 4 damage, 3 horror. And that's the end of Zoey's turn, so we'll flip her mini card over. I always forget to do that stuff. What do we want to do with Rex? He's got to get the clues, right? So let's play Working a Hunch. So this is a 2-cost event. So doesn't require an action. Fast play only during your turn to discover 1 clue at your location. So we're going to discover a clue there. Spend the 2 resources. And then there is 1 clue left. So we're going to investigate. And we are testing 5 to 1. Okay, so we get -3, so we are successful, but we have to reveal a second one because of the curse. And we get -1, so we're still successful, and we succeed by 2 or more, so we would get 2 clues. We don't get a resource, we get a clue there. So we got 2 clues on Rex. So that was 1 action, right? So we can move now into the engine car with our second action, because there's no clues on that other passenger car. And the engine car is a 4 shroud, and it says it is connected to the location to the left of it. And it has 4 clues on it. And then I believe we have to advance the act now. So let's read the back. If it says the investigator entering the engine car reads the following aloud. A tender car filled with coal blocks your way to the engine cab. Swallowing your fear, you climb out of the nearby window and clamber onto the roof of the train, making your way across the tender car. Steady the backwards motion of the train. The steady backward motion of the train makes it difficult for you to keep your footing. As you get close, a winged creature swoops down from above, its body composed of piping hot steam. You must decide. Choose one. So we can test foot 3 to attempt to dodge the creature. And if we fail, we leap too far and barely grip the side of the train, hanging on for dear life. Although you manage to pull yourself up, the experience is terrifying. You suffer 1 mental trauma. Or we could test fist 3 to attempt to endure the creature's extreme heat. And if we fail, the creature flies through you and the heat burns you. You suffer 1 physical trauma. So Rex has a 3 foot and a 2 fist with no cards in hand. So we're going to go with the 3 foot. We're going to try to dodge this creature. Alright, so we're going to test foot 3. Okay, we got -1 and we fail. So we suffer another mental trauma, so So we'll take a horror for that, I guess, to signify it. And what happens now? Oh, okay, so get the engine running. This is the last act, so Act 2A. You've managed to make it to the engine cab, but now you have to get to the engine started again so you can outrun the pulling force of the gate. Objective: if there are no clues in the engine car, immediately advance. So that is the end of the investigator phase. So we have the enemy phase. There is 2 Doom in play right now. This enemy doesn't have the hunter keyword, so it is just going to stay there. So really nothing happens during the enemy phase, so we're going to do a quick upkeep. Each draw 1 card, gain 1 resource. So we got a Dr. Milan Christopher and an evidence. We're each going to gain a resource, so Zoey's got 3. And Rex has 2. Oh, he has to test brain 3. And if we're successful, we discard Frozen in Fear. No, we weren't successful. Alright, so that's going to be it for the upkeep phase. Let's move on to the next Mythos phase. We're adding a Doom to the agenda. So there's going to be 3 total Doom in play out of the 4 threshold. And then we're going to draw some encounter cards. Now, this is probably going to advance again. We're probably going to get something like Ancient Evils here. So, let's see. Zoey first. Pushed into the Beyond. So, choose and shuffle a non-story asset you control back into your deck. That has to be Beat Cop. And then we know the drill. So we gotta shuffle this Beat Cop back into our deck and then discard the top 3 cards of our deck. And if the Beat Cop is in the top 3 of the discarded cards, something bad happens, right? Oh yeah, we take 2 horror. So let's just shuffle this deck up and discard the top 3 cards of our deck. I don't know why I'm putting the deck upside down. Let me shuffle one more time. Alright, so, yep, Beat Cop was the first one. And Zoey's Cross and the other 45 automatic. So, we have to take 2 horror. So that's going to put us at 5. So 1 more horror for Zoey and she gets a mental trauma. Alright, that's going to be it for Zoey's encounter card. Let's draw 1 for Rex real quick and see what he gets. Alright, he's going to get Wizard of the Order. So spawn at any empty location. It has Retaliate. At the end of the Mythos phase, place 1 Doom on Wizard of the Order. So this is the end of the Mythos phase. So we put a Doom on the Wizard of the Order, but it does not advance the agenda because that is earlier in the steps, I believe, for round sequence. So place a Doom, advance the agenda, and then it says we draw encounter cards, and the encounter card is what caused the Doom to go in play. So yeah, now we start the investigation phase. And really, we just need Rex to get them clues off of the engine car, right? We have a Dr. Milan Christopher in hand. And our book is at 5 right now, but we have flashlight, so we are going to use this flashlight to investigate. So we're going to be testing 5 to 2 right now. And we still have Rex's Curse, which is kind of bogus. And we get -2. 5, so add a Doom token to the nearest cultist enemy. So this is going to have 2 Doom on it, so we are now at 5 Doom. Wait, do we do that still with Rex's Curse? I don't know. We succeeded, so we draw another one, right? And then we get a 0, so we succeed again. I don't know. I'll put the doom there anyway. It's not going to make a difference. So we succeeded by 2 or more, so we're going to get 2 clues there. So Rex has got 4 clues. And that was our first action to investigate, right? Let's use our last flashlight supply to investigate again. So we're going 5 to 2. Let's test 5 to 2 here. And we get the auto success, or the elder sign, which is +2. You may... Oh, we have to draw another one. So we could choose to automatically fail and draw 3 cards. Or do we just have to draw another one because of Rex's curse anyway? Yeah, we have to draw another one. So we get -1, so we're still successful by 2 or more, so we get both clues off of there. And that's going to be it. So we just got all of the remaining clues off of the engine car, and the Act 2A says, objective: if there are no clues on the engine car, immediately advance. So we have the engine car roars to life and kicks into motion. You shoved coal into the engine's firebox and are relieved to see that the train is moving forward along the tracks once again. So we're doing resolution 1 here. That is going to be the end of the scenario. So that one wasn't so bad. I feel like that was much easier than the previous scenarios. I might have made a few mistakes here and there, but that's going to happen. So we'll take out our campaign log here, and we're going to read resolution 1. So for resolution 1, where are we at here? Essex County Express. Okay, resolution 1. Alright, here it is. You breathe a sigh of relief as the gate behind the train collapses harmlessly upon itself. The few passengers who survived the ordeal seem unable to comprehend what just happened. One passenger mentions a pipe bursting in the rear car, and that quickly becomes the explanation for the innocent and ignorant. Those who either cannot or choose not to delve further into the mystery. You on the other hand know better, although in hindsight you wish you didn't. So each investigator earns experience equal to the victory X value of each card in the victory display. So there is 1 victory on the monstrosity, 1 on the engine car, and 1 on the parlor car. So we get 3 XP each. So we'll record that here in the campaign log. So Rex now has 4 XP to spend. Zoey has 3. And that is it. So next week we're going to be doing scenario 4, blood on the altar. So thank you everyone for watching, and if you're watching this later on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe.